Hi, I'm Ava Rosa, an 11-year-old journalist, and today I am outside of WTOY AM 1480 in Roanoke, Virginia. This morning I will be meeting with Ms. Brenda Hale, the president of the Roanoke Branch of the NAACP. I'll be getting a behind-the-scenes look at her weekly radio show, and I'll be asking her 3 questions. Thank you for meeting with me, Ms. Hale. During spring break this year, my sister and I had a chance to see the Norman Rockwell exhibit at the Todman Museum. Our favorite painting was called The Problem We All Live With. In it, a very young black girl is walked into a school by 4 policemen as people protest and throw tomatoes at her. I found out later that this little girl was based on a real person named Ruby Bridges. Ruby Bridges was 6 years old in 1960, when the NAACP was looking for parents to enroll their children in schools that were required to allow black kids. The painting itself is really disturbing, but the most shocking thing to me is that this little girl in the picture is only 62 years old today. As someone in the same generation as Ruby Bridges, how did segregation affect your childhood and your own education?
Well, thank you for asking that question. In 1960, I was a freshman at Central High School in Bridgeport, Connecticut. And you're probably wondering, how did she get from Roanoke, Virginia to Bridgeport, Connecticut? Well, in 1953, my father killed my mother. So the family took all 5 of us children. And my great uncle raised me, my mother's uncle, and his name was Milton Watson. So that's where I was going to school. I was being raised in Bridgeport, Connecticut. I knew of Ruby Bridges. I thought she was a courageous 6-year-old. And to face that adversity and walk in that school with her head up with so much courage, that inspired so many people. And that got more things rolling in our country toward education. Because, see, this is status post Brown versus the Board of Education, where they said we are equal and equal education should be afforded to every minority, to every African American. So I was happy what she did. And in the school that I went to, we were integrated. So I did the first grade and second grade. I went to school here in Roanoke, Virginia, which were segregated at the old Loudon Avenue School. But in Bridgeport, Connecticut, all of my schooling, elementary school and high school, were integrated. But we felt great compassion for other areas in the country. And when Ruby Bridges walked into that, and it was on the front page of Ebony magazine, it was in Jet magazine, it just did us so proud to know that this young, courageous girl paved the way for others to follow. So I really love what she's doing then, and I love what she's doing now, because she's out here still educating folk, still preaching about the different things that make and should allow us to be equal.
As the president of the Roanoke chapter of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP, how would you describe your role in the community and the goals you have for Roanoke?
Well, I am honored to still be the president, to get elected year after year after year. And I wanted to do something to make a difference in our community, not to just hold the title of president. Because if you're the president, then you lead the way and the others follow you. So we are making a difference in education because we work with the school, we work with the school board, and it's so exciting to be able to do that. I spoke about equity. And from speaking about equity, the school system, the board now has an equity committee. And that makes sure that every school is receiving, and all the children are receiving the same technology, books, all the supplies, and all the education that they need. Because if they have all of this in place, then we have good high school graduation rates, we have good scores, and it leads to a brighter future for all the children. We have a youth council, almost 50 strong right now, and we teach them how to be leaders. And they do their work, and they have an awards program that they put on every year. But our youth are so important to us. It's through the youth that we keep the stories going, that we have them to recognize their history, and that they are proud, strong, and moving forward. Voting is so important to us. All year long, we register people to vote. Voting to us is such an honor. It is such a right bestowed upon us. In 1965, President Lyndon Baines Johnson signed the Voting Rights Act. And here recently, everybody knows for the last year, the Roanoke Branch NAACP, we have been fighting to get the Voting Rights Act amendment on the table. So we do a lot, and that's just a few of the things that we do. I could go on and on because I'm so proud of the Roanoke Branch NAACP.
Today, the President of the United States of America and both the Mayor and Vice Mayor of Roanoke are people of color. How does this make you feel, and what do you think it says about the race relations in America and Roanoke?
Well, I am so glad you asked that question because I am extremely proud, and I am honored to work with the mayor, to work with the vice mayor, and to have known them for a number of years and know their work and how they have arrived. It didn't come easy for them to arrive to the statue of where they are right now. So I'm extremely proud. And for our country to have the first African-American president, and for me to have attended the inauguration of that president in 2008, and then to go back for the second inauguration in 2012, I tell you, I can talk about that with just such gleam and happiness because no one expected to see that happen right now in our lifetime. We thought we had to wait a long time in order to get an African-American president of the United States of America. I am so proud to call him my commander-in-chief because I served in the military. I served in the armed forces, the United States Army as a nurse. I served at the VA, and that is my commander-in-chief, and he has been for 8 years. So I'm extremely proud about that. Yes, I can speak proudly about their accolades and how we support them and how proud we are that they are African Americans. But, Ava Rose, that does not mean we have totally arrived. We still have work to do. We are suffering right now in a season of hate. There's too much hatefulness going on. There's too many young people losing their lives. There's too many African Americans losing their lives. So we have work to do, and the Roanoke Branch NAACP, we continue to march forward, and we want to give every minority equal access to education, to economic and empowerment, to voter empowerment. So we are still going to be working on these things, and I'm not tired yet.
As promised, I have asked you my 3 questions. At this time, I will welcome you to say whatever you might like to our viewers.
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate this opportunity. Right now, I want people to know that Brenda Hale, the president of the Roanoke Branch NAACP, is a tireless worker. I work for change. I work for making a difference. And with the branch working as a team, we are able to accomplish so many things, not only here in the Roanoke Valley, but we have spread throughout the state. People know that, well, let's follow the example. Let's follow the youth council that Miss Hale and Gloria Randolph King and Lorena Taylor Rollins Wilson helped put where they are right now. Young people on the rise, doing things for others, because you have to work for the betterment of your community, because Dr. King said, we have not arrived yet at that beloved community. So we have to keep working on it day by day, doing for our young people, doing for our citizens that need our help. We are always here to help.
It has been 56 years since little Ruby Bridges took those steps into an all-white school. Everyone in America has in one way or another taken those steps with her. It was my great pleasure to meet with Ms. Brenda Hale, whose life's work is helping current and future Ruby Bridges take their own steps forward. From WTOY in Roanoke, this is Ava Rosa. Thank you for watching.